Hey guys, it's Hollywood Studios here, and I am back with another update regarding Nitro. I know I've received many questions, many comments following the release of my video 2 weeks ago talking about the rumors I had heard regarding a possible retheme of Nitro from Nitro to Goliath, with the color scheme change going from what it currently is to green track and blue supports. Obviously, you guys made yourselves very clear that majority of you did not want that happening at all, and personally, I strongly agree. I think renaming Nitro to Goliath simply is not a good idea, and I think another green coaster, you might as well just call the park Six Flags Green Adventure. But thankfully, recently I have heard some new rumors coming forward, and again, I want to make sure it is known, these are rumors. Nothing I say is confirmed until confirmed by the park. All of this is rumors, this is simply speculation. However, these rumors come from sources that in the past have been very reliable, so that is why I am making these videos and sharing these rumors with you. Something I did neglect to mention in the first video is that a lot of the rumors I had heard had come directly from former park president John Winkler. We had a talk with him earlier in the year, meaning 2022, I want to say around May, where he pretty much told us a lot about what was happening to Nitro during the 2023 offseason. He said that they were getting a fourth train, which, judging off of the video I made a couple days ago regarding a shipment coming from B&M to Great Adventure, it's looking like that may just well have become true. And he also told us that Nitro will be getting a repaint for the 2023 offseason that would hopefully change the color scheme of the ride. So all of that definitely checks out with what I had posted in the past video. He also announced this at Thrillathon, although in a little less detail. And of course, John Winkler did retire from Six Flags Great Adventure at the end of August, and no longer is the park president of Six Flags Great Adventure. Currently, as far as I know, there is no park president at Six Flags Great Adventure. And it is very possible that whatever plans John had in place for Nitro may have dissipated, because from what I'm hearing, Nitro will be having nothing done to it this offseason. It looks like, again, if the whole thing with the fourth train is true, Nitro's fourth train may be getting added for the 2023 season, but it's kind of looking like a repaint is not going to be happening this offseason. Not yet. It hasn't been canceled per se, but it's just been delayed a little bit. And the reason I think this is because I think the park looked at what they were going to be doing, because like I said, I'm pretty sure Goliath was at one point definitely a plan. It was definitely in talks. I don't know how far it got, but it sounds like they're slowly but surely pushing that off the table and bringing in a couple new ideas. Thankfully, from what I have heard, these ideas include keeping Nitro as Nitro. No stupid retheme or rename. I do think a retheme would be great, but we'll get to that in a second. First, I want to talk about what I'm sure all of you care most about, and that is the new color scheme of Nitro, or at least the likely new color scheme of Nitro. From what I understand, they are still tossing around ideas, as like I said, it's looking like the repaint is not going to happen until the off-season going into 2024, so at the beginning of 2024, to get it ready for the 50th anniversary. The color scheme I am hearing tossed around right now is a color scheme I'm actually a huge fan of, and right here you can see what this color scheme would look like as rendered in Planet Coaster. Shout out to Inside Gav for having this on Steam Workshop. This is not my Nitro recreation, I just used it to show off the color scheme. They're looking at cobalt blue track with some dark gray supports. I think this would be an absolutely phenomenal color scheme for Nitro. Great Adventure no longer has a blue colored coaster ever since Bizarro was painted green into Medusa, and I think Nitro would be absolutely perfect for this. Nitro should stay away from anything resembling orange or green. There's an orange coaster right next to it, and honestly, Batman's repaint in 2022 definitely helped the general public differentiate that ride from Nitro, which was nice. So to see it go orange would be foolish, because you're just undoing what you just did. And another green coaster, like I said, there's no need for another green coaster at Great Adventure. So I think cobalt blue track along with dark gray supports would be really, really good, as it would allow the park to have a color scheme that it doesn't really have right now. There are no blue track coasters at the park, and I think overall it would look really, really clean. Of course, it does look fairly similar to Orion, but I do think the slightly darker blue and slightly darker gray would definitely differentiate it. And of course, the train design, that's just something I threw together if you're able to see it from the rendering. I think they could really do a couple different things with the train. I definitely would like to see the cobalt blue and gray carried through to the train. I think it'd be cool if they had a little bit of yellow somewhere on the paint job to kind of pay homage to Nitro's original color scheme. I know a lot of people want the magenta back, but honestly, the magenta has always been like my least favorite part of Nitro's color scheme. That's just my opinion. And I, again, want to preface, None of this is confirmed, it's all rumors. Until we hear anything official from the park, that's all this will be. Now we're going to get a little bit out of the rumor mill, the rumor area, and go into my personal speculation and my personal beliefs about what should be done to Nitro. And it's going to kind of reflect a lot of what I said in the video talking about a possible retheme. However, this is going to be slightly evolved as I've had more time to think about what I think they should do with Nitro's theme. Of course, Nitro as it stands right now has pretty much no theme. When I think Nitro, there's a couple things that come to mind. I think cars absolutely blasting off using nitro fuel, or however you want to phrase it. I also think of rocket ships. Nitro kind of resembles like a blast per se, and rocket ships of course have to blast out of the atmosphere. So I think they could really go with a few different themes if they wanted to make it make sense with Nitro. Of course, I want Nitro to stay the name of the ride forever. I don't think they should ever change that. But there's definitely a couple things they could do that could also help the ride fit in with the Pine Barrens area. I know reading through the comment section, a lot of you suggested that they just retheme Nitro to DC, and personally I think that is a really bad idea. Nitro's entrance isn't even in Movie Town, it's over towards the Pine Barrens area. It's the first thing you come across technically when walking into the Pine Barrens area, so should reflect the theme of that area as opposed to carrying over a theme from an area it's not connected to. Plus, I don't like DC theming at the parks, and another DC themed ride would kind of aggravate me, considering we just got rid of one. So, my idea for Nitro is to have it be themed to some kind of take-off site from in the middle of the Pine Barrens, whether that be for space, whether that be for planes, as for those of you who don't know, there's a military base located very close to Great Adventure. That's why you see low-flying planes all over the place all the time at Great Adventure. Personally, I would prefer a slightly more space theme. They could have it be like a secluded bunker out in the Pine Barrens where they decided to plop a space shuttle, or however you want to phrase it. I think that could be really cool and add a whole new layer to Nitro. I think onboard audio would be cool too, but I don't really see Six Flags going down that route. Maybe even something on the lift hill just to kind of amp you up. Honestly, I don't think they really need to change anything during the ride, as Nitro has held up well ever since it was built in 2001. But I think something along those lines just to give it more of a distinct theme as opposed to generic nothingness. I also think that they should also go the route of Poltergeist at Six Flags Fiesta Texas, which received a heavily themed queue. I think Nitro, as well as all the coasters at Great Adventure, would really benefit from heavy theming in the queue. It really just does immerse you into the ride, get you hyped up, and overall just adds a whole lot to the experience. Nitro's queue, as I mentioned in the past video, is definitely not my favorite looking queue at the park. I think it could use some work, and I think with a retheme combined with a retheme, not changing the name, would make Nitro, again, one of the star attractions at the park. Even though it still is one of the star attractions at the park, it would enhance it even further. But that's going to do it for this new update, these new rumors I'm hearing regarding Nitro's repaint. You could all throw down your pitchforks. I don't think Goliath is happening anymore, hopefully. But if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye, guys.